This conference will now be recorded.
Hi all, good morning. So last class what I have discussed. So nothing but we're discussing about majorly basic programming skills, right? So in that we discussed about how to catch the respect to written time, right? How to catch the respect to written time. So let me recall it once again. So now if you observe what is the basic syntax for creating a method. So basic syntax for creating a method. So here return type and method name, right? So and we have discussed in couple of classes what is exactly this return types, right? We're having different return types for a particular method. So it can be some void, class, interface, or even it can be some data types as well. But suppose if you want to take return type as a void, so just simply we're creating like this. Just it is a simple creation of creating a method, right? So now here instead of void, so whenever I'm going for return type as an int, whenever I'm going return type as an int, so within this method compulsory we need to provide a one more keyword or a one more statement called as a return. Okay, return. So before m1, which data type we have specified, nothing but int. So return some numeric value like this. So this is the way creating a simple method. Creating a method with return type as an int. So now our intention of this program is, so here after return statement, whatever the numeric value in which I have specified, right? So this value I need to catch it. So how can we catch that respect to return type? So just simple, try to create a class. So with some variables, instance and static variable, and as well as methods with some return type. Okay. So let me create a class first of all. So some class third int a is equal to 10, right? So static int b is equal to 20. So I'm taking some return type as an int for one method. And if you want to print something in our Java programming, we're having a predefined statement called as system.out.println something. And within this method, so we need to provide a return keyword. So return some. Okay, so why we are providing return keyword here? Before M1 method, we have taken return type as a data types. So in that data types, we are going with a int. Okay, that is the reason. So same as static method as well. Return 1000 something. So now if you want to access these members, right? So what we need to do? So generally if you want to access members of a class, right? So we are creating a object. I think what we are creating object for a particular class, right? So basic syntax for creating an object. So that is nothing but class name reference variable equal to new class name, right? So here, what is my class name here? If you observe, so my class name is thou. So reference variable, it may be some test equal to new thou, like this. Okay. So what is case one? With creating an object of IC, I mean instance context. So one is instance variable reference variable dot respect to variable name. Here, what is my reference variable here? Nothing but test. And what is my variable name? I mean instance variable name. Same way, instance method as well. Reference variable dot respect to method name. Here, what is my reference variable? Test dot m1. So here, whenever I'm calling test dot m1, right? Test is a reference variable of which class? Class third. So now within this class third, do we have m1 method or not? Yes, we're having a m1 method. So is it expecting any parameters or not? It is not expecting any parameters, right? So that we no need to pass any parameters. But before this m1 method, what is the return type we're having? Return type as an int. So if you want to catch this int value, okay, or otherwise if you want to whenever if you call this respective method test.m1 after executing this body of the method, so it is providing some return, it is providing with return statement, or we can say that it is having some return value. So if you want to catch this return value, so what we need to do before m1 method, so which data type you have taken? Nothing but int. Same data type we need to define here first of all, and followed by some variable name a1. So what is the value of a1, all of you? What is the value of a1? What is the value of a1? No idea. What is the value of a1? Abdul, Amit, Jagdish, Rakesh, Mike, Suresh, Nitin. What is the value of a1? What is the value of a1? So if you're not getting the concept, please ask me so that I can explain one more time. Whether if you're getting concepts or not, I don't know, right? Until you respond it. So case 2, without creating an object of IC means, can we access instance context here? So definitely we are not able to access. So case 3, with creating an object of SC, I mean static context, right? So that is static variable reference variable dot respect to variable name. So that is test dot p. And what about static method? Reference variable dot respect to method name. So what is the value of a2? What is the value of a2? One of you. what is the value of A2? What is the value of A3? Okay, so this concept we discussed on yesterday. So just I have repeated one more time how to catch the respect to written time. Okay, so next one. So this is somewhat tricky and important as well. Okay, nothing but next one is abstract clauses. Okay, so first of all, how to create an abstract class. Okay, how to create an abstract class. How to create an abstract class. Okay, so just before the class keyword. So generally how we are defining a class? Class followed by some class name, right? Open braces and closed braces. Same way here, just before this class keyword, so we need to define one more keyword called as an abstract. Okay, before class keyword, we need to define one more keyword called as an abstract. Okay, so if we want to create an abstract class, right, we need to define a keyword called as abstract. Define a keyword called as abstract, that is before class keyword. Before class keyword. So example. So here abstract class followed by some class name, right? So assume that my class name is some 4. So like this we can create some abstract class. Okay, so now this area what we are calling here, nothing but members of a class. If generally if you are going with if whenever if you're defining a class, so this area we're calling as a members of a class. But in abstract class, same thing, use a members of a abstract class, right? Members of an abstract class. Okay, so one is abstract method and second one is concrete method. Okay, one is abstract method and second one is a concrete method here. Okay, so this concrete method, so there is nothing new in this, so which you know already. So that thing we'll discuss whenever we're going with practical. Okay, So, but here new thing is nothing but abstract method. Okay, new thing is abstract method. So before going for this abstract method, right? So generally how we are creating a methods, all of you. So if you want to create a methods, generally how we are creating, nothing but void followed by some method name, open braces and close braces, right? So this area, right? We are calling as a body or implementation part. So this area we are calling as an body or implementation part. So now if you want to create an abstract method, first of all, we don't have this body or implementation part. This thing we don't have first of all. Okay, so if you want to create an abstract method, we don't have this body or implementation part. We don't have the concept of body or implementation part, and even this before while. Okay, before while it is followed by one more keyword called as before while it is followed by one more keyword called as abstract. Okay, before while it is followed by a one more keyword called as abstract. Okay, so now here how to define a abstract method. Let me summarize some points so that you're going to get some idea. How can we create an abstract method? How can we create an abstract method? Okay, so first of all, so if we want to create an abstract method, if we want to create an abstract method, we required a keyword called as abstract. Okay, if you want to create an abstract method, we require a keyword called as abstract. Okay, and abstract methods does not have any body or implementation part. Otherwise, simply we can define as we don't have body for abstract methods. Okay, so example abstract void m1. So like this we need to create an abstract method. Okay, like this we need to create an abstract method. So if you want to create an abstract method, so first of all abstract methods does not have the concept of some body or implementation part. This like this we don't have. And one more thing is before the whatever the return type which I have specified, whether it is a void, int, string, any return type. So before that it has to be followed by an abstract keyword, and this is the example. If you want to create an abstract method. Okay. So is it fine this concept, all of you?
I have a quick question, Shiva. Why do we need abstract class?
Yes, that
Or
thing will be fine. Yes, that thing, this concept we'll discuss in OOPS. So then after that, even if you're getting some questions, we will discuss. Okay.
Yeah.
So here, that is the reason I'm telling you n number of times. This is only basics. Okay. So just to simplify the concepts, just we are explaining. That's it. So that is the reason we're not going with any practical or at this point of time. So whenever we are discussing the OOPS concept, we'll go this all the practicals and each and everything. Okay. And what is the reason to go for abstract class? All these things. Anybody have questions? Okay, fine. So now here, try to create an abstract class. So now within this abstract class, try to create some abstract methods as well. Okay. So first of all, we need to create one abstract class with some name, and within that respect to abstract class, so we need to create some abstract methods. Okay. Abstract class. Maybe my abstract class name is first. So within this, just I'm creating some abstract methods like this. So just I have created an abstract class followed by some abstract methods. Okay. So after creating, if you observe normal classes, after creating some members of a class, so generally what we're doing, so nothing but we are creating an object and followed by some cases, right? So here also try to create an object for this abstract class. I mean case one. So first t is equal to new first. First t is equal to new first. Okay. So here whenever I'm creating like this, first t is equal to new first, immediately I'm going to get some compile time error. Okay, what is the compile time error? First is an abstract class. First is an abstract class and it can't be instant instantiated. Okay, it can't be instantiated. So here instantiated or a instance. Okay, so in programming point of view, well, if you go with this instantiated or instance, so if you're going with these type of keywords, is nothing but object creation. So if you're going with the Java, so whenever if you are finding some keywords instance or instantiated means, so nothing but it is trying to create an object, but it was not able to create. So here can't be instantiated means we are unable to create an object of first. I mean, we are unable to create an object for abstract class. Okay, we are unable to create an object for abstract class. So that is the reason it is displaying as a can't be instantiated. Okay. So here, if you observe, whenever we are creating an object, for suppose second, s is equal to new second, right? So here s is nothing but a reference variable of a class. S is nothing but a reference variable of a class. What about this new keyword here? Creating an object for a particular class. Creating an object for a particular class. So if you observe the case one, so we are getting clear picture that it is saying whenever if you are trying to create an object for abstract class, I mean first, right? So definitely it is saying that simply we can say that we are unable to create an object for abstract class means so this thing is not possible. This thing is not possible. Means creating an object for abstract class is not possible. Then what about reference variable? So is there any chance of creating a reference variable or not? So this case now we need to check it. Okay, so here we have got a main conclusion is so simple point, we are unable to create an object for abstract class. But even if you're trying to create an object, so definitely we're going to get this respect to compile time error. So whether we are getting this error or not, or is there any chance of creating an object for abstract class? So these scenarios, these whatever the cases or whatever the scenarios which I'm discussing now in theory point of view, these all these cases we're going to discuss in practical. Okay, so now case 2. So now for this abstract class, I'm trying to create an reference variable. So like this, first followed by some t1. Okay, so just I'm creating a reference variable here. First t1 is nothing but what we are saying, it is nothing but a, here if you observe this t1 is nothing but a reference variable here. Okay, so now here whenever I'm creating a t1, right? So here also we're going to get some compile time error. T1 might not have been initialized. Okay, T1 might not have been initialized. Okay, so here what is the compile time error? T1 might not have been T1 might not have been initialized. Okay, this is the compile time error. Nothing but we are trying to create. First of all, here, whenever if you're providing like this, first T1, okay, it is fine. But here, whenever if you're providing one more statement like this, I mean T1 dot M1. Okay, so whenever if you're providing a statement like this, T1 dot M1, then immediately we're going to get this respect to compile time error. T1 might not have been initialized. This is the respect to compile time error. Okay. So now here conclusion is, so anyway creating an object it is not possible. Creating a reference variable, I mean if you are creating like this first t1, creating a reference variable is possible, but here whenever I mean by using this reference variable, I mean by using this t1, whenever if you're trying to access members of an abstract class, so definitely we're getting a compile time error saying that T1 might not have been initialized. This is the one more compile time error we're getting here. Okay, so nothing but we can say that 50% chances are there whenever if you are creating a reference variable for an abstract class. Because if you observe the case one, 100% is not possible. We are definitely whenever if you're going with the first statement itself, we're going to get some compile time error. But if you simply define like this first t1, right, we are not able to get any error. But by using this reference variable, whenever if you're trying to access any members of an abstract class, so then we're going to get this respect to compile time error. So now how can we create, okay, or simply we can say that how to access members of an abstract class. Okay, how to access a members of an abstract class. If you observe the normal classes, okay, just be creating a class and followed with some members of a class, maybe some instance context and even static context, and just we are creating an object and just we are accessing the members of a class. That's it. But if you come to this abstract class, So first of all, after creating some members of an abstract class, whenever if you're trying to access that members, so definitely it is not possible. It is we are getting some compile-time errors whenever if you're trying to create an object. Otherwise, so instead of creating an object, so if you're going with a reference variable, creating a reference variable is possible, but by using that respect to reference variable, if you're trying to access any members of an abstract class, I mean t1.m1, so we're getting this respect to compile time error. Okay, so now how to create a reference variable for an abstract class? Okay, how to create a reference variable for an abstract class? So for this here, we need to go for a new concept here first of all. So that new concept is nothing but nothing but inheritance. Okay, so the process of getting variables and methods from one class to another class is nothing but inheritance. Okay, the process of getting variables and methods from one class to other class is nothing but inheritance. Okay, so the main usage of inheritance is nothing but code reusability. Okay, so we can issue code reusability. For suppose within some specific class, we're having some 100 lines of code. Okay, same piece of code, just I want to get in another class. So you no need to rewrite this respective code. So just by using this inheritance concept, so easily we can get this respective code into another class here. Or if you want to require some particular members, maybe some variables or some methods, simply we can get it. Okay, no need to rewrite this respective code. Okay, so and one more thing is, if we want to achieve inheritance concept, we want to achieve inheritance concept in our Java programming, we need to go for a keyword called as extends. We need to go for a keyword called as extends. Okay, example. Class A. So here we're having some members in J is equal to 10 while M1. So like this, I'm having some members. Okay, same piece of code. Just I want to get in another class, maybe some class B. So class B followed by some extends keyword. Okay, followed by some extends keyword. So which class members you want to get in class B here? Class C. Mention that respect to class, whatever the class. So which members? For suppose within class B, just I want to get in some class first members. So after extends, you need to mention a keyword called as a first. Okay. So here, once if you mention like this, So by default, class A members will be available to class B. Okay, by default, class A members will be available to class B, and even we can create new members inside of class B. Okay, so not only whatever the members which you're having in class A, it will be available by default in class B. And if you want to create some one more method, so maybe some M2 method or M3, or maybe some couple of variables, different types of variables also if you want to define, you can define in class B as well. Okay, so and this class is nothing but so for class or parent class, and this class is nothing but subclass or child class. Okay, uh, even we can define this definition in n number of ways. The process of getting variables and methods from superclass to subclass is also called as an inheritance. You can define in n number of simplified ways. Okay, so this is nothing but what is exactly inheritance. Okay, so now what we need to do is, so we need to integrate this inheritance concept with abstract clauses. Okay, now we need to integrate this inheritance concept with abstract clauses here. So try to integrate here first of all. Integration of abstract clause with inheritance concept. Integration of abstract clause with inheritance concept. So try to create some abstract clause first of all, followed by some members of abstract class. Okay, so case one, first is equal to new first. So here what is the compile time error? What is the compile time error here? First is an abstract class can't be instantiated. So that is the reason we're creating a reference variable here. First t1, just this is nothing but creating a reference variable, right? But by using this reference variable, right, if you are accessing members of an abstract class, means like this t1 dot m1, here once again you're going to get some compile time error. What is the compile time error? t1 might not have been initialized. Okay, t1 might not have been initialized. So that is the reason we are going with a concept called as a inheritance. So just try to integrate this inheritance concept with abstract class. So that is class B extends, what is my abstract class name? First. So after creating some class B, so now what we do is here, very important point is, so within class first, okay, here we're having two abstract methods, or even though if you're having some 10, 15 abstract methods, okay, for each and every abstract method, we need to provide the necessary implementation in class B. Okay, so here we're having a two abstract methods, right? M1 we need to provide the implementation, M2 also we need to provide the respect to implementation here. Okay, so if you are not providing an implementation for a single method in class B, so here I am taking a two methods. So I provide implementation for M1 but not for M2. So immediately we're going to get some compile time error. Okay, each and every method, how many methods in which we're having an abstract class, so those many methods we need to provide the necessary implementation in class B here. Okay, so if you are not providing, so definitely you're going to get some compile time error. This is very important point. Okay, so here try to provide with some implementation here. So here while M1, so here one more method I'm creating, that is nothing but M3. Okay, so one more method I'm creating, that is nothing but a M3. So now case 3, case 3 here. So that is first some T2 is equal to new P. Okay, first T2 is equal to new P. So if you observe this statement, so here T2, T2 is nothing but reference variable of which class? Abstract class. Okay, but so if you observe this one, T2 is nothing but a reference variable of which class here? Abstract class. Now if you observe this one, we are not creating an object for abstract class. We are creating an object for class B. Okay, so if you are trying to create an object, what is the problem? This is the error. This is a compile time error we're getting, right? So we are not creating an object for abstract class. Okay, instead of that, we are creating an object for class B. And if you observe clearly, this T2 is a reference variable of which class? Abstract class. Okay, so this is the only way if you want to create or if you want to access the abstract class members, this is the only way what we are having. So now by using T2, by using T2, right, we are able to access only abstract class members. Okay, now by using T2, we are able to access only abstract class members. Means we are unable to access any class B members. Even if you're trying to access, you're going to get errors. Okay. So what is last case? Case 4. So try to create reference variable and as well as object for class B. B some small b is equal to new b. Okay, here we're creating a reference variable and as well as an object for which class here? Class B. Okay, so now by using small b, we are able to access both abstract class members and as well as abstract class members and as well as class B members. Okay, now by using small b, right, we are able to access both abstract class members and as well as class B members. Okay, so which case is recommended whenever if you're going with some abstract classes or even some interfaces. So interface also same thing. Okay, what are the concepts which are discussed in abstract classes? Same concept is there, but some difference is there. Only some a little bit difference will be there. Okay, so here whenever if you're going with abstract class or interface concept, always we need to go with the case 4. So because within the case 4 we're able to access both these members. Okay, so in real time also always they're going with this case only. Okay, so this is nothing but what is exactly this abstract class concept. Okay, is the concept is fine, or if you're having any doubts, let me know here. Is it possible to have instance variables in abstract class? We can.